If you have promised to meet someone at a particular hour and then mistakenly book another meeting at the very same hour, you know how uncomfortable that is. I'm David Stiernholm, and in today's episode of Done, I'll share a habit that helps you avoid having to experience that again. But first, I want to ask you for something I don't think I've asked for before. If you like my podcast, rate it, give it stars, review it, or whatever it's called in the podcast app you use. Because this lets more people find this podcast, and in addition to me getting more listeners, which I'm happy for, of course, more people also then have the opportunity to improve their structure, and it benefits them and those around them. So take a minute, please, and give Done a rating. So take a minute and give Done a rating, please. You would make me happy. Imagine having an email or a chat conversation with someone and discussing a suitable date for something. You look at your calendar, and when you see the date in question, you think, didn't I talk about that date with someone else too? A bell rings, but not loud enough for you to remember what it was about that day. You search your emails for the date, but can't find anything. Oh well, it must not have been anything important. You decide to nail down a date, and it's not more than a day before you receive an email from the other person you thought of, who writes, "There, now I've figured it out. Can you still do that date we loosely talked about?" Then it dawns on you. Oh, right, it was that person you couldn't remember who it was. You look through the conversation thread and see that you referred to the day as the 23rd instead of 2024-05-23, which you were searching for. Now you're busy on that date. Will you now miss out on something you wanted to be part of? Confusing. What if, instead, you could quickly find out everything you've talked about with everyone regarding that highly sought-after date? You can do that from now on if you decide on a format for how you write dates and stick to it consistently. Do this. If you recognize the situation I described, choose a format for how you write dates in emails, chats, and in every other conversation. I've personally chosen the format 2024-05-23 for the 23rd of May 2024. It doesn't matter what you choose, just be consistent. Write like this from now on. In documents, presentations, publications, and similar formats, you should use appropriate formats, of course. But in conversations where you want to find what you're looking for quickly, use just one format. Even if the person you're writing to uses a different format, write in your way, or write the date in your way somewhere in the text so that you can find it when you search. If you're talking on the phone or discussing a date with someone directly in the same room, try to find a reason to send an email so that you can write down that date. Maybe you need to confirm what you said. If nothing else, write an email to yourself afterward where you mention the date as a reminder for yourself, such as, "We talked about possibly doing something on 2024-05-23. Because if you write dates in the same way in your conversations, you'll quickly find everything you and others have written about a specific date when you search. You'll quickly see what it was about a particular day and reduce the risk of promising yourself and the day to multiple people simultaneously. You'll spend less time and energy fixing double bookings and can instead have more time for what you prefer to do during the day. How do you make sure you find everything you talk to someone about on a particular day? Do you have a completely different trick than this one? Please write to me. You can reach me, as usual, at david@stiernholm.com. I'm curious to hear your best tip. Thank you for today, and talk to you again next week.